I am NichBoy and this is Ask Pocket. Now let's get things crack-a-lackin'. Our first question comes from Silver Claws, all the way from Cheesetown. Hey Pocket, who writes all those funny hashtags at the beginning of the episode every day? Silver Claws, thanks for noticing. Those hashtags are actually written by John, our edit monkey. You know the infinite monkey theorem, where if you gave a million monkeys a million typewriters, then they would eventually just type the complete works of Shakespeare? Well, it's bullshit, but if you gave our edit monkey one keyboard and a whole day, he can generally come up with something punny. Next up, Tarsitunum writes in. Is this where we submit questions for Good Game Pocket? I'm going to assume it is. Good assumption. What are your thoughts on the current state of the Aussie game development industry? With basically no local game studios, do you think there is any hope for aspiring Australian game devs other than to skip off to some other country? Look, I think there is hope. The main problem Australia has with game development is the same problem we have with most other industries. We're just so isolated. That, combined with our relatively low population, means we just don't have the density of talent to be able to put together big studios who put out content. Generally, if you don't want to make tiny indie stuff, then your best bet is to go overseas. But for me, hope comes from developers like Moon Studios, who made Ori and the Blind Forest. Now, they're located all over the world, including right here in Oz, but they collaborated online to create that game. And with the grindingly slow rollout of the NBN, which should be done just about the time I draw my last ragged breath and drift silently down to hell, Australians will soon have internet speeds that should allow more of us to collaborate. But our isolation isn't going anywhere. Unless you can figure out a way to drag us over the Pacific and just kind of wedge us between Portugal and the States. Moving on, and Goldbruth tweeted me for Hearthstone tips. I'm new to Hearthstone and I can only win with mage decks with dirty cards like Fireball and Flamestrike. Advice? Goldbruth, you've taken the first step by not playing a cheap mage with their cheat cards. I'm proud of you. Next, I would say you're probably just trying to deal as much damage as possible all the time, and that's it. But there's so many other ways to play. Take Hunter, for example. The way I like to play is lots of secrets to keep my opponent on their toes, cards that buff current beasts I have on the board, and weapons for clearing minions. I'm all about board control. Now that's my playstyle for that class, but other people like to just go for the face with the Hunter and smash down your health as quickly as they can. So you want to look at the current meta for the game to see what kind of cards are being played and why. The Hearthstone subreddit is a great place for this, with heaps of discussion going on. Then just pick a class you want to try, go to Hearthhead or Icy Veins, and see what the most popular decks people have built there are. Copy that, play with it, see why it works, and then tweak it to your liking. You'll learn so much more using pro decks, because using a deck that was built to synergize makes you realize every class is viable, and you can stop making everyone's life worse by playing a mage. Thanks, Pi. Finally, Grinning Wolves from Sawtell has a hypothetical for me. NichBoy, if there was a freak accident and somehow you were sucked into a game and you were to replace either the protagonist or the villain, Batman, the answer is Batman. What game would you choose and who would you choose to be? Look, it's obviously Batman from all the Batman games, but if I wasn't Batman, then maybe Nathan Drake, because I'd be all handsome and have achieved my goal of killing 7,000 people and a couple of Yetis in 12 hours. Or one of the not popular characters from Dota, like Oracle or Dazzle, because then I could just spend most of my life chilling wherever they live. But if I could be anyone, then it should probably be Chell from Portal, just to get that sweet, sweet Portal gun, which would totally cut down on travel time to and from work. Portal here, Portal at home, boom! Wake up 2 minutes before I need to start filming, roll out of bed, fall through the portal, just start shouting opinions about games at my desk. Although, the problem there would be that I couldn't use the gun for anything else, because that would close the work portal. Like, it would be great to have a portal between my place and Italy, because then I could just pop over to Italy whenever I want, get me some Italian food. But then what if I'm over there and I'm chugging rigatoni al ragu, my slippery finger slips, and I shoot another portal in Italy? Then I've just closed the portal back home, and now I'm stuck in Italy with no passport, no official government record of being there, and dirty rigatoni fingers. Nah, portal's too much of a hassle. Just make me Yoshi from Woolly World. Then I can just poop and hang out with a pooch. Look at that dog. Oh, he's so adorable. Alright, that's it for today's Ask Pocket. Now tomorrow is our 100th episode. Thank you to everyone who let us know your favorite moments so far. They have been duly noted. Until then, if you have a question, send it in here. And remember, no one likes your mage deck. Until next time, NichBoy out. Next up, Tarsicunum writes in. I'm going to say that was the right pronunciation. I reckon. Yeah.